To get things kicked off, first, I want to say hats off to you. Congratulations for taking that step into entrepreneurship. It is, as you well know, no easy task to decide, you know what, I'm going to take my life and the income that I generate into my own hands, and I'm going to start a business. So congratulations to you for taking that step for however long you've been in entrepreneurship. It is something that most people will never do, and many people don't have the courage to do. So I just want to take a moment to say hats off to you. I really do respect and appreciate those individuals who take that step into entrepreneurship. And I believe it provides a lot of value in our society, in the communities. I love supporting small businesses, local businesses as well. So I really do like what entrepreneurs bring to the table. So with that said, we are digging into the 3 biggest mistakes that self-employed individuals make. And when I say self-employed, in addition to the entrepreneurs and just the solely self-employed people, I'm also including in this individuals who are 1099 as well, because when it comes to you being able to purchase a home or qualify for a mortgage, individuals who are independent contractors or are paid via a 1099 are treated just like self-employed individuals. So everything that I'm going to say is going to apply to people who are 1099 or independent contractors, as well as individuals who are entrepreneurs, self-employed individuals as well. So the 3 biggest mistakes, they're in no particular order. However, I'm going to save the best one for last, or at least the one that I see most often in last, or at least the one that I see most often for last. So a little brief bit about me. My whole background is real estate and mortgage. So I have been licensed as a real estate salesperson since 2007. And I have also been licensed as a mortgage loan originator for the past couple years as well. I pull credit reports constantly. I'm constantly looking at different credit profiles, reading guidelines for FHA, conventional, VA, USDA. So I know what the guidelines are, and I know what's been tripping a lot of people up, particularly self-employed individuals, when it comes to purchasing a home, which is why I wanted to create this video to put it out there so that hopefully it will help shed some light on some of the areas that you might have struggled with, or some of the areas that you can avoid having to struggle in when you get ready to purchase a home as well. So getting into number 1, the length of time that you've been on the job. When it comes to qualifying for a mortgage lenders want to see a 2-year work history, particularly when you are self-employed. So if you have just started your self-employment a year ago, it's going to be a lot harder for you to be able to get qualified for a mortgage. So they want to see that 2-year work history. And so one of the things that tends to trip people up is that they immediately jump into self-employment and then try to go and get a home. If you get the home while you have a W-2 job, let's say if you started out working a W-2 job, hourly or salary, it's easier to get the home then than if you were to jump straight into being self-employed and then try and get a home. So I try to tell people, if I catch them before they make that jump into self-employment and they're looking to purchase a home, get the home while you're still on that hourly or salary job. And then you can leave that job after you purchase the home, start your self-employment. Hopefully you've got some cash stacked up to be able to continue to make the on-time mortgage payments, because you don't want those to fall behind. But length of time is very important. With every qualified mortgage, they want to see a 2-year work history. And when I say qualified mortgage, I'm talking about FHA, conventional, USDA, and VA loans. So those are the 4 big ones that we consider qualified mortgages. So with those mortgages, they want to see a 2-year work history. If you're falling short of that 2-year work history, it's going to be a lot harder for you to be able to get qualified to purchase a home. And that goes for 1099 as well. So if you were previously salary or hourly, and then you jumped into being a 1099 independent contractor, then that same 2-year work history is going to apply. We're going to need to see that 2-year work history. Now, there's a little bit of give in that 2 years, but not much. So you really do want to make sure that you have that full 2 years of work history. So that's number 1. The number 2 thing is that a lot of self-employed individuals, I find, don't file taxes. So when it comes to you getting approved for a qualified mortgage, a mortgage lender has to use your tax returns in order to qualify you. There is no other way around that for any of the qualified mortgages. Again, FHA, VA, USDA, or conventional loans. We have to have your tax returns. Any mortgage lender is going to have your tax returns to approve you for any one of those loans. Now, there are what are called non-qualified mortgages. These are mortgages that you can actually get approved to purchase a home based off of your bank statements, based off of a purchase and loss statement. You can, there are different ways that you can get approved just based off of other things other than your tax returns. There are 1099 loans that you can get approved to purchase a home based off of your 1099s. But these are, again, all what we call non-qualified mortgages. So if you take the non-qualified mortgage route to be able to purchase a home, there are two things that's going to cost you more. One, you're going to have a higher interest rate. Non-qualified mortgages have higher interest rates than qualified mortgages. And number two, you're going to have a higher down payment. When you purchase a home as an FHA loan, your minimum down payment requirement is 3.5%. If you purchase it as a conventional loan, if you're a first-time home buyer, you can have a 3% down. If you're a repeat home buyer, then you can go with 5% down. But either way, FHA and conventional, those are qualified mortgages. You can have lower down payments and you'll get a lower interest rate. But if you go with a non-qualified mortgage, whereas you're getting approved to purchase a home based off of anything but your tax returns, like your 1099s, your bank statements, a purchase and loss statement that's written by a CPA, then you're going to have a higher interest rate and you're going to have a higher down payment. Your down payment is typically going to be a minimum of 10%. It could be higher depending upon if your credit score is lower, because if your credit score is lower, it's possible that you could pay an even higher down payment. But 10% can be a lot, especially if you're looking to buy that $300,000 home or that $400,000 home. That's $40,000 that you need to have for a $400,000 home just to purchase a home via a non-qualified mortgage route. Whereas if you were purchasing that same $400,000 home under an FHA loan, you would only need $14,000 rather than $40,000. So you can see the big difference in the amount of money that you'll need to have in order to close on that home. So that's the second big thing, is that if you don't file taxes, then your only option to be able to purchase a home is going the non-QM route. You're going to have a higher interest rate and a lot more money that you're going to need to bring to the table to cover that down payment. So the third thing that is a mistake that a lot of self-employed individuals and entrepreneurs make is that they have so many tax write-offs that there's no income left for them to be able to qualify for a mortgage. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about how a mortgage lender is going to look at your income as a self-employed individual. They look at your tax returns and they look at how much money you claim on your tax returns that you made in income minus how much you write off from that income. So let's say, for example, if you made $100,000 a year, but you write off $80,000 of it, then as a mortgage lender, we are only going to use $20,000 to qualify you for a mortgage. So that's not a lot of money, because it's like saying that, oh, you made $20,000 a year and you're trying to go and purchase a home. It's not going to be easy for you to be able to get qualified. So this is the conversation that I tend to have with a lot of self-employed individuals, which is they're like, okay, so I feel like I'm losing on both sides. On the one hand, if I write off the money that I make in income, then that's less money that I can use to qualify for a home. But on the other side, if I don't write off the money that I'm making in income, now I have to pay more in taxes for the money that I'm not writing off, just so that I can purchase a home that's going to be decent for me to live in. There's no way around it. It's not a great scenario, particularly with the self-employed individuals. I do wish it were better. I don't write the guidelines. I just read and study the guidelines. I have to know the guidelines so that I can best serve my clients, and also put out content like this to best inform you on allowing you to have at least the best information so that you can navigate it how you think would be best for you. But that is how the guidelines are written. Either you write off less, which means you're going to pay more in taxes, which will allow you to be able to purchase more in a home, or you write off more, you don't have to pay as much in taxes, but now we can't utilize as much of that income that you made to be able to qualify you for a mortgage, because we can't use what you write off as income. We can only use the amount that you did not write off. So those are the three big things that really trip a lot of self-employed entrepreneurs and 1099 employees up when it comes to purchasing a home. Just to rehash them again: 1, the length of time that you've been on the job. 2 years, you want that 2-year work history. 2, they don't file taxes. You want to make sure that you're filing your taxes. Again, you really want to try, if at all possible, to get qualified under a qualified mortgage, meaning an FHA loan or a conventional loan, or a USDA or VA if those are applicable to you. But you want to try to get qualified under one of those 4, because you're going to have better interest rates and lower down payment as well. So make sure you file your taxes, because that's going to be big. But then the third thing is watching how much you're actually writing off on those taxes, because the way that a lender is going to view your income, they're not just looking at the last year, they're looking at the last 2 years of income. That's why you have to have that 2-year work history, because they're averaging what you made over the last 2 years. So maybe you had a slow start year before last, or it wasn't a great year in entrepreneurship or in your business year before last, but last year you knocked it out the park. Those 2 years are going to be averaged together. So if you had a $50,000 year, but then you had a $100,000 year, those are going to be averaged together, and 75,000 is what we're looking at. And from that, we're subtracting out all of those write-offs that you may have had for those 2 years as well. So again, that's how it works with self-employed individuals. My hats are still off to you, because it is not an easy road to take. And my hope is that certain situations and circumstances change that allow things to be a little bit easier for entrepreneurs to be able to purchase a home without having to jump through some of the hoops that entrepreneurs and 1099 individuals currently have to jump through in order to purchase a home on the same level as someone who's working a salary or hourly job. But the rules are written how they're written right now, and they tend to favor individuals who have salary jobs and then hourly jobs, and then at the bottom being the 1099s and the self-employed entrepreneurs. So my hope is that changes, but nevertheless, I do want to let you know that this is how your income is going to be viewed, and now you can take that information and know how you can best navigate, or how you should best navigate, in order to be able to make home ownership a reality for you. So hopefully this has been helpful and beneficial for you. Make sure you check out the link below so that you can visit our YouTube channel. I put out a lot more great information there, which will help guide you along your home ownership journey, whether you need assistance with credit, or just wanting general information about the home buying process, or how you can even save thousands of dollars in purchasing a home, and how you can structure deals to take the money that you might be getting from the seller, or money that you might be getting in a discount on the housing price, and where you can really put that to get the most bang for your buck. So I give a lot of great information on the YouTube channel as well. So make sure you subscribe to that, hit the notification button so you can stay up to date on all of the information and content as it comes out. So thank you again for taking the time to tune in. Hopefully this has been great for you. Take care, be blessed. We'll see you on the channel.